What up? I might be a little bit too sober to be doing one of these things, but I'll give this one a go. I got something important to talk about. The important things in life, really. As I call them, the foundational or fundamental aspects of life. And I believe from what I've counted, there seems to be 6. So I can quickly go over them. So, the 6 foundations. So there's self. Working with yourself, appreciating yourself. Number 2 is immediate family, and that's to do with the people that you grew up with. So your parents and siblings. And if there's anyone else in that household as you grew up. Number 3 is friends. Number 4 is romantic partner. That's the problem that we're having. And then number 5 is family. And I mean the new kind of family. I should come up with some sort of term or look up a term to distinguish between the family you grew up with and the family that you basically create with your partner and when you then have kids. And then number 6 is some kind of vocation, a career, a job. Yeah, something or the other. So I think about these sort of things and how much they contribute to one's happiness throughout in their day-to-day life. And I've tried to write these out in some sort of order. An order of from when you were born. I guess you could say that the self would come first. But it doesn't matter too much. Don't worry too much about the order, really. But I just wonder about each of these 6 things, because I do think that you need to have, let's say, 5 out of 6 sorted. Even if there's one that's missing, you can kind of deal with it on the side. You can kind of deal with it on... Maybe you want to deal with... Maybe there's got to be one problem of this variety in your life. Just to keep you on your toes. Maybe it's not that great to have all 6 sorted. But for me, for us, as I'm saying, the romantic partner one, that's actually a really important one because that one leads into number 5, family. That's what makes that one so important. I don't think any of the other ones really lead into any other. I mean, you have yourself. You can deal with that however you want. The immediate family, I wouldn't say is it might be the least, not the least important, but the least to worry about, because I wonder about people who grew up as orphans or with not a good family upbringing. And maybe you just don't even have siblings either. I mean, that can cause some, fundamental problems in your life. But, well, I've been thinking lately, probably better to have a bad childhood than a bad adulthood, because a bad adulthood lasts much, much, much longer. But yeah, that's something that you could kind of, I think, sort out later. But with the romantic partner one, I think a lot of that, like I say, it leads into the family. And I gotta say, just from my own account, people who are in relationships, and that's basically everyone I know, seem to be somewhat happy, seem to not really have too much stress. And I don't exactly have too many, a lot of my friends have been in long-term relationships, but some of these people that I know, some of them, if they happen to get out of a relationship, they're not too happy when they're out of that relationship. They don't, it's depressing. It's depressing. Every time I've seen someone getting out of a relationship, it looks pretty depressing. It looks upsetting. And then they get into a new one. How do you think they feel? You think they feel like, this is bullshit. I'm now in another relationship. No, they seem to dig it. I don't know what really came first. I mean, I see a lot of people, let's say my peers, family members who are roughly the same age as me, or friends who are around the same age as me. They seem to have a lot of these fundamentals pretty nailed. I can't say much for self. I can't even say much about their immediate family. Well, they certainly have friends, and I have friends too. They're my friends that I'm talking about now. So that's like one thing that I don't have to worry about too much. They have a romantic partner. A lot of them don't have families yet, but they're on their way. They're getting engaged. Some of them are about to get married. So it's all going to go from there. And a lot of them have careers and jobs. And not just any old stinking job, you know. They got like something decent. Because you need a fucking... I'm unemployed at the moment, pretty much entirely, even though I am throwing out my resume. But you can't just... I'm applying for like retail work, but you can't even really survive on that. If you're doing real retail work, I can't imagine doing it for yourself financially. Like that sounds like something you would do along with your partner, your spouse, to bring in some extra cash into the house. But yeah, I think, yeah, a lot of them would probably have, 5 out of 6, maybe 4 out of 6, maybe 6 out of 6 done. And for me, looking through this, I mean, first of all, the self one is very difficult to contend with. Like, I seem to hate myself. But then again, I've kind of got a handle on things for now. It'll probably slip away, so I don't know much about that. My immediate family, that's fine. I don't think there's any real problems with that. Friends, I got friends. I mean, I feel sorry for anyone that doesn't. I feel bad. When I lurk around in these incel communities, and I'm just like, I don't have a girlfriend. I've never had a girlfriend. Everyone says the same thing. That's all really sad. But then when people say, like, I've never had a girlfriend, never had a woman touch me, never had a woman even look at me, and I have no friends, man, I feel bad. That sucks. I would say my life would not be improved in any kind of way if I didn't have the friends I had. I mean, even if you have friends, you got to make sure they're good and all and whatever. But it's honestly hard to have bad friends because, I mean, friends that just bully the shit out of you nonstop, I guess that's bad. But friends who like maybe a bad influence, I mean, you're going to get suckered into it. Like some people say, better to have pressure from peers than not have peers. But yeah, I guess I don't have much worry about that one. So the first 3 seem to be fine. It's just the other 3. A romantic partner, absolutely 0. Of course I don't have a family. I mean, maybe I'm not at that age yet. But I mean, it really seems like I'm not going to have one. And a career and a job, which I don't have. I don't have either. I have no vocation. I have no particular career being set out for me, despite the qualifications. So I'm around about 3 for 3, which is not ideal. It's not too bad and it's not too good. Just from looking at just from saying that 3 out of 3, but just looking at the ones that do need the work. I mean, this whole romantic partner, I'm not saying that I am single now. I'm saying I've been single my whole life. My whole life. I'm nearly 30. I wouldn't say that's a good thing. I would at no point in my life look at that and decide that that is a good thing. And I don't think there's any societal pressure. Like people just say, oh, it's just society. They're telling you that you need to have a girlfriend before you're 30. No, I think it's a biological urge. I don't think it's societal. I think it's more biological. And that's why I've wished to have a romantic partner for a very long time, since puberty. I swear to God, actually, even before puberty. I remember being 8 and wanting a girlfriend. Whew, that's harsh. 21 years ago. Well, those are really just I think, the important things in life. The foundations, the fundamentals, whatever you want to call them. Yourself, which is the most ambiguous one. And I'm pretty sure most people would wrestle with that rather than say it's good or it's bad. Immediate family, friends, romantic partner, family, and a career and jobs and vocation. I've really tried to pare this down. I've really tried to get it down to like the bare minimum. And I think that's it. I thought I had a seventh one. Maybe I'm fucking up. Maybe there's something else. I don't know. I'm thinking about health, but that would come under self in terms of how you're fucking yourself up or whatever. So I may have some issues there as well. But I just think that the three that are just really fucked up for me, they're pretty much non-existent. They've never been at any strong kind, romantic partner or a career. We don't have to worry about the family now, but those two, that they've never been even slightly like spiking at all. It's just always been zero or close to zero. Big fat goose egg. So as I say, I think the important thing to say is that you need to aim to get all 6 of these right. Now let's say you don't even want a family. You don't even want kids. I mean, are you going to live with someone? I mean, they kind of count as a family at that point. So whatever, the family one's a bit more later on, and the self is just too ambiguous. So really we're left with 4, if my math is correct. But like I'm saying, I really feel like the important ones, I mean, your immediate family, your siblings, if you have any, and your parents, if you have any. I think that's important, but that's more of, that can be a bit more of a childhood, like developmental kind of thing there. I just think the friends and romantic partner, they're really 2 important ones. I do sometimes think that friends are better than family. I mean, your friends basically become your family in some kind of sense. So I think that is super important. Honestly, I'm glad I can say, I can talk about that and not have that pang of hurt in my heart like I would if I was talking about a romantic partner. I'm glad I don't have that. Like, I fucking well completely missed out on everything. That seems to be fine. Unfortunately, it's not the case for everyone. And that's what pisses me off. That's what sucks. Because I get an approximate estimation of what that's like from looking at the absence of a romantic partner in my life. And I think to have the 2, to have the double whammy, could make you mad enough to kill. Because I think just having one of these at 0, just having any of these foundations right at 0. I'm not saying like, your parents and siblings are dead, that makes it a 0. I mean just your satisfaction, how well you're going with them, how well you're going with yourself, how well you're going with friends, how well you're going with your career. Even if you have a job, a retail job. Oh, my mic just cut out there, and I don't know what the hell I was talking about. I don't know why I cut out. I kept going between one program and another, and it wasn't cutting out, and then it did. Fuck you, mate. But I think I was saying, even if you have a retail job, you at least have a spike there in one of the foundations, so it's not at an absolute 0. But I'm trying to remember what I was saying before that got cut off. But I think each of these 6 foundations are important. Some of them are more important at one stage or another in your life. But I think for us, perhaps, or I could at least say for me, I've really got to get the 2 important ones for me now that I should be working on is romantic partner and a career. I feel like a lot of people would say work on the career first. Don't even worry about romantic partner because they'll come later. And you're right. You're probably right about that. But I would rather have a girlfriend than a job. I think it would be better, even though of course like this is just idealistic. Realistically, if I didn't have a fucking job, I probably wouldn't have a girlfriend. Why would the fuck would she date a bum? But yeah, I gotta say, I'm just working on both. We're all fucking working. We're all fucking trying. We're trying to get there. But yeah, I'm really looking at the getting the girlfriend one sorted, because that's been like a big fat fucking goose egg just about my whole life. 30 years of fucking living. Pretty much a zero. And even if it spikes, even if it like goes up a bit and there's some sort of flirtation, there's some sort of it always fucking defeats me. It deals a harsh blow. Yeah, I can't even remember what else I was talking about before I got cut off, but fuck it. That's really all I gotta say. The 6 foundations, they've all got to be worked on. Some of them more so than others, depending on what part of your life you're at. So let's get to it.